Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I feel as fantastic can be.
It's 9 o'clock, or pretty much close to it. It's probably 1 minute to 9 o'clock, and this is the Later Show with J.C. Sargent, and I'm here with a very special musical guest, Chris Keating. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hi there.
It's a pleasure to actually have a live member in here that's actually providing substance instead of me with all my rantings about Tim Tebow's huge cock, or beautiful cock, as Phil K. Talked about last week. You know what? That probably wasn't the greatest show that I've had. It was down in the dumps. So I'll be honest with you. It was a pretty shitty show, but it was funny for us, and I just had to get on the wagon itself. I just had to do something. Just get out there, do it, and this is the way it is. So that last song was the M Machine, and the song is called Glow, and that was courtesy of Mike Diva. Mike Diva's music channel on YouTube. He's promoting that because he just did the music video for them, and I thought it was kind of a small, quiet, kind of indie thing, and made a joke about upsetting SOPA. So, and we were just talking about it right before the podcast actually started about what SOPA really is, and Chris really wasn't aware of it. From what I know about SOPA, SOPA is kind of like the act to prevent people from, I guess, distributing. It's Stop Online Piracy Act. That's what it stands for. So pretty much it's the movie companies are really pushing it, and a lot of people are against it because it means that you can't pirate stuff a lot as far as material, movies, Pirate Bay, torrents, music on there. That's, I can understand, but also they're also trying to ban as far as they can literally shut your website down if you even use uncleared, copyrighted material. So if I use a picture that I haven't cleared, if I use another picture, or if I use here's the other thing. This is the other thing that I saw in a lot of memes and pictures that I thought was hysterical. That if you get caught, if SOPA passes, and if you get caught distributing or pirating Michael Jackson songs, they will put you in jail for 5 years. Dr. Conrad, Mark, or whatever the guy's name is, forgive me if I don't know his name, the guy who is his doctor, who is responsible and convicted of, causing the death of Michael Jackson, is going to jail for 4 years. So you get more years in prison for pirating Michael Jackson songs than killing him. That doesn't make any sense.
It's beautiful.
It is a beautiful thing. So powerful. Anyway, getting back to the actual guest in hand, who are you?
I am Christopher Keating.
Christopher Keating, where are you from?
I grew up in Lynn, Massachusetts.
So did I.
Really?
Yes.
Did you go to Eastern Junior High?
No, I went to Sacred Heart.
Oh, shit. When did you graduate?
A long time ago. God, what was it? 92, 93?
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
So it's back in it's what I call the day.
Yes, I touched upon St. Mary's at certain points, my junior high career at the same time as which you were graduating from Sacred Heart. Were they a high school at that time? They were.
You know what? They were actually. It went all the way up to 8th grade.
Okay, yes, I went to
it wasn't
St. Mary's.
A junior high, yeah.
I went to St. Mary's as you guys were getting closed, and I got all of your implants over. So half my junior high was Sacred Heart children.
Wow.
But, yeah.
So it actually, did it close?
The junior high part did when I was.
Oh
there.
Wow, that's interesting. Something that I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. That is for some reason when I'm actually doing this podcast, I find myself saying "ladies and gentlemen," and I almost more like want to say it like ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Rush Limbaugh.
Feel this moment.
Well, the reason why I'm here is, and I have Chris Keating here, and I know that it's funny that I saw him do a benefits for a friend of ours, so Christine Bays,
a local Salemite.
Yes,
from upstate
survivor.
New York. Yes, cancer survivor, still alive.
The Yellow Foundation, that's what it's called?
Yellow Umbrella.
Yellow Umbrella, that's what it is. So, yes. And it was a comedy foundation at Finn's in Salem. So, and it was like, I was willing because it's been so long since I've seen a good comedy show, and to have Salem comedy, like comedy in Salem, local, where I don't have to go all into Boston, that I can actually enjoy a couple drinks and not have to worry about driving all the way because, I like drinking. I'm not going to lie. and I really don't like driving from Cambridge or whatnot. And I like to actually go with friends that I know and stuff. So many people are just, oh, the Hong Kong is so far away. It's like, or whatever. But I didn't know what to expect. I just knew it was comedy, and I saw musical instruments, and I'm like, okay, great. And then you'd step to the stage, and you're pretty much, you have you have a really nice voice. I would have to say that. I thought that I had a nice voice, but you have a very nice voice because it's very iconic, because it's like a Hunter S. Thompson kind of voice.
Well, thank you. It's I developed it through years of life and drug usage. I believe the accent comes from the accented drug usage, and the deepness comes from just trying not to sound like my sister on the phone when I was in 7th grade. So
You sounded like your sister in 7th grade?
In 7th grade, I was getting called Elizabeth many times on the phone calls when I would pick it up. This is back when...
Hi!
Yeah. Hi, Elizabeth? No, this is Chris.
This is Chris. I am a boy. I'm a man.
I'm a dude, man. I got 17 pubic hairs.
I can also tell that it almost sounds like a little bit of the South in your voice.
I used to live in Texas.
Really? Whereabouts in Texas did you live?
I existed right outside Dallas in Arlington.
Dallas and Arlington.
Yeah, it was a wonderful place where Red Dog was readily available. And for those of you who don't know what Red Dog is, it's a beautiful drink that was very popular from 1994 until 1999.
I think I actually saw a lot of paraphernalia and stuff at Spencer Gifts about Red Dog.
Yep.
And I think I had a T-shirt like that. It was pretty bad.
If you looked at the bottle and you turned it upside down, the chin of the dog looked like a penis entering a vagina. That was the whole thing.
You were one messed up child. You're like, check it out, man.
I didn't find it. I mean, that was like the thing. That was like part of it.
Doing the hand trick with your friends.
Yes.
Open up your hands, man. It looks like a vagina. This is awesome.
We're in Texas. Let's play guitar and talk weird. Yeah, I speak southernly so that people can understand me. Otherwise, I just
Southern drawl.
Drawl. Otherwise, I just mumble. I got a Lynn mumble. Real quick, I don't really give a shit if anyone understands what I say. I'm just happy that I said it for a moment.
Well, you actually ventured out of Lynn. You're actually being able to do stuff and go out and enjoy the world and stuff like that. Now, you grew up in Lynn and you went to St. Mary's Junior High, and then you went to, what high school did you go to?
I went to Fenwick for a bit, and I ended up at...
So did I. I got kicked out of Fenwick.
I just left of my own accord, and I ended up at Lynn English because of the homework policy was much more...
What kind of homework policy did they have?
Well, Fenwick had one.
Yeah.
English.
What, you didn't? If you don't do your homework, you could get banned.
Oh, it would just they would not pass you. In English, you could test well and not
I
do
just
homework.
was a shitty student. I got in fights all the time.
I wasn't much of a fighter. I've always been good at avoiding the actual fighting. I was good at arousing
I was
teachers.
a scrapper.
Yeah, there was no fighting for not at Fenwick. I would fight back in my neighborhood, but never more just because someone was taking my bike or something. But it was never a school thing. In school, I was more interested in just fucking off and saying weird shit under the teacher's breath. Not getting caught saying fucked up shit basically for the last forever. Yeah.
So talking about fucked up shit goes back a while. So back to
since the beginning when I remember Andrew Dice Clay when I was probably 6 or 7 thinking like, nah, I can do better than that. And it's been kind of my mission. And then,
So would you consider yourself more a musician or a comedian?
Yes.
Yes. Both.
It depends on the day and depends on, I'll tell you, I'm an
Depends
actor,
on your
writer.
mood. Like, depends on my mood. I'm kind of bipolar, more or less. That's my self-diagnosis, because other days I feel like I'm dead inside, and the other days I feel all right. So, I have a beer. I don't have to work until tomorrow night, so I'm good. So,
clinically, I'm diagnosed as bipolar, but I just think those are words. I'm most of the poles most of the time, and bipolar is funny because I think I hit both at the same time. Mania is a big part of my personality.
yeah. So, unfortunately, that is mine too. I was diagnosed with that, and so I take my meds, and I have anxiety problems and all that other stuff. So it can be tough. It can be tough sometimes, but it just feels like I don't know. It's nice to know somebody else can relate almost, and they'd be like, I understand. Yeah, I get those same feelings too. I'm not like trying to be like, man, just try to share with you. It's just, I understand. We got a lot of stuff in common. So, but after you got out of high school, what did you do? Where did you go?
I played guitar. Senior year, I realized I should try and find something that might make money, and I never had any aspirations or goals or anything for anything.
Uh-huh.
And so I started playing guitar. It's the only thing I ever saw my father do. He's an engineer, but you couldn't really go to work and watch him engineer, so never really learned anything.
What kind of engineer was he?
Civil.
Civil engineer.
Very, very easy to get along with. Very civil.
Is that what it meant? So, civil legend.
Yeah.
Hello, how are you? Good day.
Hi there.
Hi there.
He's a very calm man. He's a great guitarist, singer, and I always watched him play in the backyard for people. Always a funny guy. So I kind of just did that. I come from a very long line of sarcastic people, and I went with that, and I mixed the guitar with it. I feel like the comedy has been hidden behind the guitar that I picked up so I could hide behind it. There's a big circle. I picked up guitar so I could say messed up songs and get away with it. You can get on stage as a comedian and hide behind a guitar.
It's like having a puppet.
Exactly, and I had no idea my voice was going to be this awesome, so I didn't know everything would have just carried, but I picked up the guitar, and luckily I'm obsessive. So the fire from the mania, I guess, turned into...
You had an outlet.
I had an outlet that I wasn't even looking for. I was happy.
It just happened.
Comedic. Yeah. It was a hiding thing. I totally wanted to hide behind a guitar. I just thought it would be easier. Get on stage as a comedic. I always enjoyed musical comedians. And then it turns out that I'm obsessed with music, and I love music as much as all the other humans who are out there in the life.
Uh-huh.
So I was a drummer first. But the whole time I was playing drums and bass, and then that's kind of how I got the weird style of punching a guitar and playing it kind of awkwardly, but manically, which you can't really ignore it, and I can get away with saying whatever I wanted because I played faster and stronger than all the other people who are alive right now.
What do you mean faster? Faster than people alive? What do you... I've seen you. Is that what you mean as far as like, just, I wouldn't say destroying your guitar, but more or less your friend, it's like kind of like a frantic, like, you're not noodling. You're not noodling. You're passionate about that. You're getting into that. You're almost like, there's an energy behind that. So
there's a fire. It's a lot of fire. I like the guitar to hide behind, I guess. And since I'm a hide behinder of things, I don't know, it's like mountain biking guitar is what I always used to call it, because I mountain bike in Lynn Woods. It's kind of like a whole thing. So I would do that and beat the hell out of myself on a bike and go home and do the same thing with the guitar, and then meanwhile come up with funny songs and randomly and some good stuff. And it's all just basically art and trying to do whatever I can in between to not work too much, so it's all good and never really have to identify or judge any of it or say that I am a comedian or a musician. It's more
I almost said you almost said commie, like comedian.
Yeah. Comic.
You're a funny man. So
yeah.
So like did you do it around here? Did you do it local? Did you play around and then decide to move away to out west?
Well, I started in Vermont. I was up in Vermont, and I was at a school there studying recreation. Literally. And
recreation. Now, what entails recreation as a curriculum?
I was a recreational resource management major with a concentration in adventure-based programming. Yes, adventure-based programming and ski resort management. Ice climbing, rock climbing, kayaking, and
Did you ever go to the Stowe Mountain Lodge?
No, I was up in Northeast Kingdom, up near Jay.
Oh,
Jay
okay.
Peak. I was in the middle of nowhere. Toothless, fucking, like, one chick for every 50. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, every joke flew. Everybody looked like me. I could say whatever I wanted, and everyone was in the same demographic as me. Bunch of dickheads.
So when you hold your scale, you're like...
Yeah, it was...
Little 4-year-old comes up and goes, "You are so sweet. My daughter would just love you."
They felt it. Yeah, it was lucky. Growing up in Lynn made it easy because I do horrible comedy. I guess cringe comedy is what they call it in New York. But I grew up in a neighborhood where everyone could rip on each other for color, eye color, face color, hair color, anything, rip on anything, whatever. It was always no holds barred. And then this place I went to in Vermont was everyone looked exactly like me, and they liked all of my horrible jokes, making fun of all demographics. My shtick is that I rip on everything equally. I try to, in my little bits on time on stage, and then I play guitar really loud and fast for bravado so that I can hide behind it.
Okay.
So blah blah blah. You don't think my jokes are funny? You can't play guitar this funny, this fast. It's totally.
Oh, you don't like this, huh? Huh?
Yeah.
Jealous? Jealous? Just go. I'll go up and play a guitar with your girl. What'd you think about that? Oh, hey, how you doing, baby? What song do you like? Let me play Stairway. Oh, I'll be cheesy like that. I'll do like the finger tapping. I'll do Van Halen. Whatever.
Whatever you take. Whatever you need.
So.
It's a lot of insecurities just built up upon your typical comic thing. Find something you're not very confident about, overdo it so you seem overconfident about it, and say fucked up shit and act like you don't care. I guess is my secret to my success.
But do you care? Do you care?
No.
No.
Nope.
Publicly, no.
I don't think that I have the capacity to care. I do want a good show. I want, when you walk into a show, I think music should be playing the moment you walk in. I'd rather have you walk in and miss the first two songs than wait for the fifth one, like wait for the first one.
Yeah.
I remember going to shows when we were teenagers and thinking like, oh God, why'd they make me wait? I paid for the goddamn ticket at 8 o'clock. By 8:04, they should have, you know, everyone on the stage lights going. If it's, I prefer to play it 10 minutes before you walk in, so you miss the first two songs and you're upset. And like, I'm already winning from the beginning of the evening.
There you go. You already got the upper hand. Like, haha, I'm already wide into it. I'm going to finish early, and you missed my first two songs. It's like, that's like almost a complete opposite. I remember when I was a kid, I actually went to go see a Biz Marquee show and Dougie Fresh at Salem State. And those guys were, I think the only person that actually came out on time was Dougie Fresh, and everybody else, Run DMC, late. All these other guys, late. Like, Drama, Prima Donna, late. Like, I'm gonna wait a couple hours. Literally, like, they took like a 2.5 hour concert and they made it like 4.5 hours.
You know my thing.
It's
I
like,
prefer things quick, right away to the point, and it, over and done with by halfway through it.
nice. So, what else do you do?
Just write a lot. I'm a comedian, poet. I teach kids music. That's kind of a thing. I do voiceover work.
Nice.
I spend a lot of times in the woods with my dogs. That's the preliminary, predominary, which is neither of words.
It's words to me. So
They are
it makes
words.
sense.
Yeah, they're made up for me. I hang out a lot. My lady's a painter, so
Your lady, huh?
my lady. I play music while she paints.
Inspires her.
It does something. Perspires her. It works. I do my thing. I like free time. I like running around. I like recess. Remember recess when we were kids?
Yes, very much so.
Still a big part of that.
Kickball and all that other stuff going out there.
Exactly.
You yearn for it.
I do, and a lot of writing, playing in the woods, surfing, riding bikes, snowboarding, anything to do
Can
with
you surf
speed.
around here?
Oh yeah, Gloucester.
Gloucester and Hot, maybe? No?
Lynn too. Lynn, Nahant.
Yeah.
That whole Marblehead
Okay.
has a good beach. There's a lot of it around here. Gloucester's great. Hampton Beach is great.
Yep.
Anything to basically just be getting a sensation. I enjoy sensations.
Good vibrations.
Good vibrations. You always sing Beach Boys songs when you start surfing, even around here. It's a good time. There's actually a good, huge family of people around here that do it, of human beings that aren't actually blood related yet. I'm sure at certain points, when they drink enough, people get mixing body fluids, but right now I would say that they're not a real family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, how would you like to play a song? Would you like to play a song?
Fast and hard.
Go for it.
I play way better if there was another beverage.
Oh, of course.
I don't
Absolutely.
I would never, ever over. We mentioned the word intro, so I'm gonna play my song intro. I was asked by a disgusting cunt. I'm not gonna say her name. It's Midge. She's a 6-foot nasty bitch who has a kid, so I shouldn't be saying this. It's just rude to make fun of somebody's mother. Either way, she was the first person to email about how that comedy show I did last week, how she didn't like it because I assume she's upset that people call her Midge because she can fit one inside of her vagina, a midget. And I think it's rude she even shortened their names, and now she calls herself Midget because she can fit one inside of her. Either way.
Yeah, it's funny that it's not funny, but it's interesting how, like, you know, you're saying that you got some bad feedback, some negative feedback from that show, but you didn't take it as negative feedback. You were like, you know, that's exactly what I was trying to do. That's the point. Like, well, if I was trying to, like, you know, if I was trying to do something, or if I was trying to sculpt something, and I don't know, how to do an example and stuff, like, you know, if I was trying to go for A and everybody thought it was B, that I failed. Like, you know, if I was trying to go for A and it came out as A, that exactly, even if somebody wanted B, it's like, no, it's like, no, what do you expect me to be, like some cruise line comedian where I'm like clean, like, you know, right here. God, if you started making jokes about like cancer or having like, it just would have been really awkward and stuff. I was glad that you just shot out of a cannon and stuff, and you just like, whatever, let's just do it.
There was a candle. I think I made it HPV.
Yeah,
but I think
that's hysterical.
It was part of the joke, but I don't think I really ripped on cancer too much.
Yeah,
I didn't go too obvious dark. I was trying to just be dark.
Yeah, and it wasn't that you were trying to keep it because you were trying to be nice. It's more or less it's like, man, I just really didn't think of it anything at that time and stuff like that. So it was just, it's not like, oh, you make fun of these people, but you can't make fun of these people. It's like, literally, I had nothing funny to say about that at that moment. So it's just, I had this one funny joke, threw it out there, boom, here's another song. So
Yeah, I hide behind dead. If I get the audience gets really quiet, I usually just play guitar. If they get really quiet, I make them suffer through 4 or 5 more jokes that aren't good that I'm trying to workshop. That I can. I always write off as, "Ooh, good. I am more intelligent," because a sense of humor is a sign of intelligence. And if you don't laugh at my jokes, it just shows my superiority.
I love my favorite joke of the night when you were saying, was it you that said that like I like to watch interracial porn because I like to see the contrast of the black and white.
That was probably me. I mentioned interracial porn. He may have said that. I talk a lot about interracial porn just because of my Google history.
Your Google history. You're a big fan of the Google and the porn.
Oh,
and
no,
the
I just watch it.
Just watch interracial stuff.
RedTube and YouPorn, big fans. If we can,
Tube galore.
I've never heard of it.
Tube galore, the greatest.
40-minute, 30-minute.
Everything.
Every category.
Everything. It's the Google of porn.
Tube galore.
Tube galore.
I like RedTube, but I'll check it out.
RedTube is okay, but pretty much just imagine being able to have an entire website dedicated to bringing you to Xhamster and RedTube and all that other stuff, but it's all centrally located in one area, and it has all the genres. And I literally, I told somebody about that. One of my past guests, Big Phil, who usually comes on the show, great guest. I told him about that, and the next show that came on, he's like, you know what? I got to tell you, Tube galore. Yeah, I'm liking it. Way to go, guy. Way to go, kid. Big fan. Yeah, and I found out about that from the Howard Stern show and how, like, you can find the nastiest stuff on there. And I'm like, yeah, thumbs up. Gotta love it.
That's kind of the, what hasn't been seen yet. I think one of the jokes was I was mentioning why do Asian women cry the entire time during sex no matter the speed of penetration. They cry the same tempo. No matter how fast it goes in and out, they're still crying. It always sounds like an overdub thing. It's amazing. My friend was banging a Chinaman chick from Japan.
I love how you said Chinaman chick from Japan. I'm sorry. Chinaman chick. It sounds like you sound like one of my friends, like one of those guys, because you would have loved the show that they were on because Big Phil and Jim Dog, I still have a sort of a cold, so I still have the sniffles. They were coming on, and they were probably the 2 most offensive people I've ever had on this show, and they were all like, Orientals and Chinamen and slant eyes and gooks and all that stuff, and just dropping. I had to give them a bell every time they wanted to use the N-word and stuff like that. But of course, a lot of other people cringe when white people, myself, use the N-word because they want to use it, but they're afraid to say it. So it's like, See, I think it was funny when Joe Rogan actually used that in context when he was like, a lot of words have a lot of power, and he's like, nigger. And everyone went, whoa! And he goes, see? That's a powerful word. That's crazy. Why is it that powerful? And it's like you got to use it in the right context. And if you're describing something, you don't want to, Kramer, and this is the reason why we can't have nice things. So it's like, anyway, I want to quit talking and I want to have you, I want to hear you play.
Cool. I'm going to do a song. I'll play the first song I ever wrote. That's called Intro, what you just heard.
Uh-huh.
There's words go over it, but they're not important. They're just about introing things. She said, hey, write me a song. I said, I'll sit down and write you a song. One of those songs just comes along. It's a brand new song. It's one of those go on and on type of songs. It's brand new. It's for you. It goes la da 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 da. I wrote a song. It's strange the ways it's arranged, the things I say, the way I push, the way for the pre-chorus, the way I force it, the way I push, the way it's strange, the way it's arranged, the things I keep saying, the ways I didn't want you to hear it. No. I just want you to feel it. Feel it. Feel it. Feel it. I wrote a song. Strange the way it comes along, the way it goes on and on. It's that type of song. It's the force, it's pre-chorus, it's all that shit. It's strange the way I push, the way I say, the way I things that arrange the ways. I just didn't want you to hear it. No, I wrote a song for you. It goes la da da to do, da 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 to do, do, boom, boom.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Very cool. Very cool. That was one of the songs that you actually played that night.
Did I?
I think so. Yeah. Probably. I think that you actually, it was halfway through, and you talked about your first song that you ever wrote, and it was either that or it sounds very familiar, and I know that you also sang a song about a caterpillar.
That was the first dirty song I ever wrote.
Okay, great. Okay, because I do remember that. I remember that, but I also remember here, like, you know, it's just when you were like do, like when you were just playing with that and stuff like that. It seems like I've already heard that before and stuff like that, but not by somebody else. That's what I meant. Like, you know, it just sounds so familiar and stuff like that. It's just got that sound to it and stuff, and it sounds great over the headphones and stuff. And hopefully, it's translating well over the broadcast. So, hopefully, the other person that actually is watching us, we have another viewer who's actually viewing. So, we've had a couple people check us out right now. So, current person is actually watching the stream. If you guys can contact us via the Facebook message, or if you want to send us out, or if you just want to message us, text us. If you know our cell phone numbers, just let us know how the sound is going, because it's right now through the headphones it sounds great and stuff like that, because it's a great mix and your voice just matches that guitar, just, you know, the way you're playing and stuff like that, and it just sounds so good. And I just hate to keep licking your asshole and stuff like that, but it just sounds really good. So,
well, thank you. I'm happy about it. I'm not usually a fan of recorded sounds.
So, yeah, it's been a long time since I've actually recorded somebody, you know, actually performing and stuff like that. And I wouldn't call my living room a studio, but it's kind of like a mock radio station, more or less, kind of like a podcasting station. So it works right there. So
nowadays, anything you can track anywhere.
It's the dawn of the new age.
Tis.
So I want to play you a news report. It's kind of ridiculous. So
please.
Yeah.
You're now charged with child cruelty after she allowed her 10-year-old son to get a tattoo. Shantira Napier was arrested Tuesday. She says her son Jaquan wanted a tattoo in memory of his big brother who died in a car accident. So Napier took Jaquan to get his brother's jersey number tattooed on his arm. When officials at Jaquan's school saw the ink, they called police. The mother says she had no idea she was breaking the law.
Jaquan, you fucked
So
up.
my son came to me and said, Mom, I want to get a tattoo with Malik on it. Rest in peace.
Kid is 10 years
What
old.
do I say to a child?
You
that
say
wanna
no.
remember his brother.
It represents my brother.
I always thought that
He looks
if a
like young
parent gives
Jeezy.
consent, then it's fine.
Well, in Georgia, the state law says it forbids anyone but a doctor to tattoo a person younger than 18. The tattoo artist is also under investigation.
That shit is hysterical. What do you think about that?
I think it's perfect. I don't believe it.
Oh, and hold on a second.
Whoa.
God damn it.
I'm ready for anything that you throw at
I'm
me.
not. Oh, I hate when ads come up.
I'm not for censorship or rules or drug laws, or I'm pretty much an anarchist, so I believe if you want to write something yourself,
That's
go for it.
It's crazy, but it's pretty awesome. It's like, really? It's like, wow. It makes sense, but it's like, wow. It's like, it's just imagine you must be like the coolest 10-year-old that walks into his class. It's like he's already got streak ready. Walks in, he's already got a tattoo, but it's not like Ride Hard or like a skull or like one of those shitty tribals and stuff like that. It was like, it was for his brother. It's his I guess his brother died, and what's his brother's name?
Malik, I believe it said.
Yeah, I think I wrote down some notes right here. So,
Was it Malik, no?
yeah, Malik. What the hell? Yeah, tries to get a tattoo. Jaquan, brother's jersey number. And when he showed up at school, the school board, I guess, the people responsible at the school, a teacher and stuff, alerted the principal, and they actually contacted the police. But it's like, just imagine if you're a tattoo artist, like, Purple Scorpion down the street, and somebody brings in their little child who looks like, he looks like young Jeezy or something like that. Just brings it in, and I want to give him a tattoo. It's like, goes for his brother. I'm like, how old is he? 10 years old? I just thought it was supervision. Supervision's cool. I'm like, just imagine in that predicament. It's like, you'd be like, awesome. Right on. Like, I totally agree with that. But it's like, wow. It's like, that is just wow. That just make my whole entire week. It's like, man, I got to tell you, man, it's like you're at the bar. It's like, oh, man, what a week. First, I had to tattoo the inner thigh of a fat lady, which wasn't that great. Then I got to tattoo a 10-year-old child with it's now he's the baddest kid in the whole entire. You're 10 years old. What grade is that? Like 6th grade?
It's 5th grade.
5th grade. Wow.
Oh, well, I'm judging from the accent, he might have been in 2nd grade.
2nd grade.
Demographically speaking.
Demographically speaking, yes, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you've seen this video or not. Have you heard he's an African American child? He's probably from Atlanta or whatever. We're not judging anybody. It's just that from the accent of his mother and stuff like that, it just seems like that's a second thought. They really didn't even care and stuff. It's just interesting how that would come up. But hey, all the more power to you. You get your first tattoo and then you can work it. Maybe when you're 13, you'll get your second tattoo and stuff like that. So
He gets to get a facial one after he's
gonna get the teardrops, man.
After he justifies he rectifies his brother's death. He's gonna get
the teardrop when he gets it out. He starts building. You know what? He's gotta like start pumping weight. He's gonna have to start like getting ripped. Because just imagine him getting out of the shower and something like the stepdad comes in here or like the dad's like, "Hey, did you clean the room?" "No, motherfucker, I didn't. Get the fuck out of here." It's like, he's all ripped. He's got like a 6-pack. He's got a tattoo. He's like, "Are you gonna mess with the 10-year-old that looks like that?" It's like, kid looks like the Predator. I'm like, I'm cool, man. It's all right.
He does have the Predator thing. I think with just the right combination of smoking crack and PCP, I think that he's going to be invincible without weight lifts. I think that he's safe. His high
Just
school
sniffing glue.
Well,
And we're not saying that that's a demographic thing. Hey, man, who has sniff glue?
who hasn't smoked crack?
Yeah, exactly.
And
I'm not judging.
I'm I don't believe in doing coke, but I'm totally a fan of fucking using it.
I don't like coke, but I just I don't agree with people who do coke. I just like the way it smells.
Fumigated. I think it's a waste of money to use coke and not smoke the shit out of it.
Smoke it.
Smoke it. Oh god, because otherwise you don't get as high, and you're looking for a high. It's more of a bell ringer. You only need to do it once a night, maybe once every a lifetime.
Once every lifetime.
But you have to be a crackhead to want to do it more than once. It's worth doing if you do smoke it. Just children, anyone listening out there, if you're gonna do coke, only smoke it once. If you die, it was your fate. But if you don't, it was a waste of your time. You're gonna blow thousands of dollars just trying to impress some fucking half-tanned idiot bitch with hoop earrings trying to get fucking shitty coke.
Who's on your Facebook?
I don't think anybody.
It says Christopher Keating says, sounds good. Interesting. How did you do that?
That's my lady.
Ah, it's your lady friend.
I give her a pass. Tell her to go to the website so she can see it.
What is up with that? You know what? I never, even though I love my current ex, but like, you know, I was with her for like 3 years and we shared everything. I would not share my Facebook with her whatsoever. And so I don't know, because I've seen so many people go, oh yeah, I just gave it to her and whatever and stuff like that. It's not like I was a cheating person. I never cheated on her once, but it's like, wow, it's like that. You are like, you know, just that laid back, that mellow. It's like, I really wish I could be at that point because I'm so wound up. When I get wound up and when I get like that mania going and stuff like that, I start like doing like the retard kind of hand moments and stuff like that, where it's like, you know, you start grabbing stuff and you want to crack your knuckles and move around and be like, Judge Wapner. Okay, we got somebody on the, somebody.
What we got here?
My friend Chris. Hey, John. Oh, wow. Actually, that would be pretty cool. Wow, I just got an offer.
What to say?
A friend of mine just adds, well, I can contact him later, but it's pretty much another opportunity for my show to be on their website. So
Beautiful.
that sounds great because, you know, I actually said, to be honest with you, other than the interview that I did, I think this is probably one of the best interviews and best podcasts that I've ever had. Next to, like, I was interviewing somebody who wrote a book called Snuff. And he went to school with my brother and at Emerson. And he published a couple of books, and I was able to interview him and do this and do that live on, like, you know, Salem State College radio. So it was completely edited. But this is probably one of the greatest interviews that I've had because it's like, it's thought provoking. It's like, we're actually like, this is exactly what I wanted, be able to have a conversation with somebody and just throw barbs back and forth and stuff like that, and just be able to talk to you about this, talk to you about that, hear some music, enjoy some stuff. So it's like, you know, this is actually, you know what? I'm just gonna get over it. I'm getting a little sentimental because I've had a bit to drink.
As far as the lady being able to access my personal information,
Yeah.
I'm cool. I think it's amazing I even have a Facebook page. I battle with the same amount everyone else does who does something creative, who realizes it's kind of weird to be on Facebook. But I've had it going for over a year, and I'm usually a destructionist when it comes to things that have anything to do with anything else that I could destroy. It's a simple click of a button, and the fact that I haven't gotten rid of Facebook is pretty amazing. And I'm not going to get rid of that just because my friend, my lady, is willing to partake. I'm happy. She quit Facebook a couple months ago. She had a disgusting piece of shit running her art career. It was up in her ass all about, you know, how she was running her Facebook.
He was a pretentious asshole.
Yeah, what the Ray's Gallery, REHS. If anyone has a gun or any way to end his life, I'm not sure. I think his name is
Petrol bombs.
Yeah, and whatever's easy. Ray's Gallery. I can't. The best is I can't remember his name. I know he's a cocksucker, but he runs Ray's REHS Gallery in New York. And if you have a chance to run him over, kill his kids, do anything disgusting to his
mass
grandmother,
murder, genocide, it's okay.
Just something wrong. What the fuck is his name? That's the best. Is I don't even know his name. Eugene, Robert, something. He's of the persuasion that has money to control others. Cocksucker. Oh, what the fuck was it? Howard something. Cocksucker. I can't.
It's good that you forgot his last name. It's Howard something. Cocksucker.
Yeah, you know,
he owns a gallery. He's a cocksucker.
Yeah.
Sodomize him with a bat.
If you got it. Yeah, Louisville Slugger. He's either way, speaking things in nice ways. Yeah, I'm not worried about privateerism. I can never remember my password for email or Facebook anyway. The fact that I can still sign on to the internet is astounding to me. My passwords usually rhyme with fuck you, 1, 2, 3, fuck everything, 1, 2, 3.
You're a ledge, cunt. I was watching this show called The Angry Boys on HBO.
Quite amazing. Chris Lilly.
Yes. Oh my God. I was like, I remember because Flight of the Conchords.
Yeah, fuck you, miss.
But yeah, with Smouse and all that stuff like that, and I know that I'm a big fan of a radio DJ called Jason Ellis on satellite radio, and he's from Australia, and he's obsessed over the show, and they're like, "You're a ledge, cunt. You're a ledge." oh, cunt, you're the best. And it just, the twins, Nathan and Daniel or whatever, like,
Nathan's the chronic masturbator.
The chronic masturbator and the deaf kid.
The deaf
Yeah,
kid.
piss funny. He keeps pissing on his brother and stuff. So, along with that, and the surfing legend who has no balls.
Yeah.
So, and Smouse. But, Chris Lee's great, but I remember watching him on the Flight of the Conchords as his agent.
That's him?
Yeah, I think that's him. No, it sounds just like him.
Different guy.
Really?
The agent is like
all these
45
Kiwis.
years old.
Wow.
The agent was over 40. The redhead guy.
You know what's weird? When I first saw it, I was kind of drunk and I was in Vermont and I was like working and stuff. And I said I'm like, you know what? I know that's a dude, but he's actually pulling off the grandma pretty well.
Super well.
Yeah, no, that's a grandma for me. It's like, but it's hysterical. It's a ledge.
Green.
Yeah. Hey, Green. You get the model and then Smouse and then the surfing legend to do some demos. All right, Nathan. Right, Nathan.
I spent the summer with a bunch of Aussies, and they taught me that gyppo is what you call a gypsy in Australia.
Gyppo.
And then I realized that when you get gypped, you're getting gypsied. I never thought about that. In America we call it gypped. Oh, I got gypped.
Or you got Jude out of your money.
But gypped is like, but Jude is more, you got pushed down. Gypped means like they didn't even deliver it. You paid Jew prices, but they didn't even show up.
It's so funny when they call what do you call it? Pikers, like in Ireland. Pikeys, and stuff. Like the proper nomenclature is traveler, but they use it like the pikey and stuff like that. Or like what is the I can't remember because when I was in Australia, because I've been around the world, I don't want to toot my own horn and stuff like that. I had to work with the Navy and stuff, but I remember being in like Perth and Sydney and Darwin and stuff like Southern Australia, and I've got to see a lot of Aboriginals and stuff like that. And don't they have like a bad word for Aboriginals and stuff it's kind of like. I can't even remember, but I remember standing watch with Australians, and after a while, when you start hanging around with them, you actually pick up their accent, or like you start acting like me and my mates are having some tea, and I remember it was in the wintertime for them, and we were on the water, and it was like literally cold, and I'm trying to stay awake and reading Ralph magazine, and they're like, oh, you want some tea? And like that, and they like turn on an outboard motor and like boiling up tea and stuff like that, a little kettle and stuff like that, and we're like, all right, cool, this is the life, whatever. Try not to fall asleep and stuff, but that was bonkers.
Well, they got on was we were trying to exchange accents, and basically, if I used a pure Boston accent with them, they understood everything I said, and I could understand everything they said.
Yeah, it's hysterical because it's almost like around that, or like, because it's almost like a slower version of what Irish people or a lot of other indigenous people speak like. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, mate. Hey,
So he's fucking have a beer, head back there, he's going to have a great time. But
it's wicked awesome.
There was one specific secret that was lowering the consonant at the end.
Yeah.
Like they would like drop it, but that's almost more British.
Yeah, it's drop it. It's all right. It's all right.
Legend was huge there. They like to say, you're a legend. You're a legend, man.
You're a legend. You're a legend.
It's perfect. Oh, no, you couldn't say that to the girls there, but I guess everyone in Australia shags real easy.
Girls, they love Americans, too.
They bang quick there, too, though. And there's no like,
And you know what? A lot of girls are thick, but they're beautiful thick. It's not like fat. It's like, they're not waif around there. It's like, the voluptuous, what they say is like, it's kind of like a beautiful thing going on. So
they're not going to show bruises too quick.
Yes, exactly. If you start like, getting a little too happy with them. So sweet.
They're an open society though. But I was told by the Aussies that they spend their time sucking, China's, genitals, trying to keep up with them because that's where they get all their money from.
From China?
Yeah. Kind of the way Canada does it to us.
Yeah, pretty much. What do you call it? There's a lot of places in Australia that are just their technology, and as far as what they are, they're like years behind us as far as in America. I remember what was like I was in Darwin, and it's literally like I'm gonna quote Rob Lowe from Community, literally a traveler's town. Like it was literally backpackers. Backpackers inhabited this place. It's like literally just hostels everywhere. and everything was like behind. They had like the W, which is like Walmart for them. They're like, coming out next year, the PSP, and the PSP has already been out for like a year in America. Or like, you know, now coming out now, it's Sylvester Stallone's Drive. It's like, you know, it's like, oh my god, it's like, really? Oh Jesus! It's like it was really weird.
Kind of like Peabody to Lynn.
Yeah, pretty much.
Stonewashed jeans in the 90s.
Yes. Yeah, I just want to play something really quick. So, would you like to hear a gentleman's rant about Facebook
Please.
or hipsters?
I've heard all the hipster stuff.
There you go.
Machine. But instead of going anywhere cool, you just go back to Julie Sabo's profile once a day and hope she's broken up with that bag of a boyfriend of hers. And then look at pictures of her ass in a bikini all day. She has such a great ass.
This is a YouTube channel called The Gentleman's Rant.
Jennifer
It's about
Bradley and
Facebook.
9 other people changed their profile picture. Roger Roth and 500 million other people don't f***ing care.
Hey black people, cool it with the caps lock. You don't have to be loud everywhere. You're making us look bad.
Go ahead. You don't have to hide
thanks
that
for
laugh.
posting a picture of that pool you're laying by, because otherwise no one would have ever believed it, that you were actually somewhere laying down by a pool.
So it's your birthday. Who gives a shit? You're 28 years old. Birthday stopped meaning anything 7 years ago.
Wow. 1,500 friends? Name every single one of them.
Why are you posting a picture of your food? We all know what food looks like. Literally everyone eats it every day, forever. You're not special because you bought a $14 burger at some bullshit restaurant.
Hey, I get it. Your life's great. You dropped out of college, stayed in Ohio, found true love at your full-time job at Taco Bell, hired some guy who called himself a photographer to take your wedding photos, you lost a lot of weight, you found a whole lot more, spit out 3 kids with another one on the way. I get it. Your life's great.
Stop inviting me to your improv shows. You're the most unfunny person I've ever met. Sorry you had to find out like this.
The only reason I keep my Facebook account is to take 5 minutes and browse your profile and ultimately feel better about my life.
Don't tell us about how much you love your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your husband or your wife. Just talk about what's really on your mind. Your fear of dying alone.
Hey ladies, stop posting pictures of your ultrasound. It's f***ing disgusting.
You know what? Just delete me.
Wouldn't you agree that some things just shouldn't be shared?
Hey guys, thanks again for watching. Be sure to check out our other videos and
Very
follow
funny.
us on Twitter. Leave suggestions for the next gentleman.
OOJLEOO. So it's lowercase OO, capital JLEOO. That's the Gentleman's Rant on Facebook, and they do a lot of Gentleman's Rants on everything. I know that you've heard way too much stuff about hipsters. So have I. So I was making jokes about Pabst Blue Ribbon and wearing scarves in July, but very funny because
I
it's
would
just
listen. I would be up for saying.
no. This is all about you. You know. I want to hear another song. Can you play another song?
Yeah, about hipsters specifically.
Yeah, if you have a song about hipsters, go ahead.
If I have my, I don't know if I have my capo. This might just work.
Play whatever's on your mind. This is Christopher Keating time. Christopher Keating live on Later Show with Jason Sargent.
This is a couple of years old song. Not to interrupt the plug. See if it works without a capo. I sing just like a douchebag. I know that everybody likes that. When I sing just like a douchebag. 'Cause I went to college just to get some knowledge and to spend all my parents' dollars. That's why I sing just like a douchebag. I work as a barista, but you'll never catch in my cup any coffee. No. I only drink herbal green tea mate. I sing just like a douchebag. I only drive old Saabs. Not that I've counted, but it's been 46 girls that I've mounted since high school. I sing just like a douchebag with a lisp. My hair is the way it should be, and I fucked your little sister.
Sir.
I never even kissed her. I sing just like the way I feel. It's like a douchebag. In tune or out. That's not in tune, but
that was very funny. That was very funny.
Thank you. It's written about a specific person I have in mind.
Do a lot of your songs that you write, are they written about people? Are they written by experiences from people?
A lot of times it's wordplay, whatever's the most offensive, whatever that visually paints the most.
What is your most offensive song?
It's probably not this one, but this one's on. This one hits at the end of the night.
Do it.
Who wants to fuck? Wants to fuck me? Who wants to fuck me? I do. Who wants to fuck me? Who's feeling lovely? Who wants to fuck me? Who wants to fuck me? I do. Who wants to fuck? Who wants to fuck me? Tee-hee-hee-hee-hee. Who wants to fuck? Who's feeling lovely and lucky? Who wants to fuck me? Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Who wants to fuck me? Who's feeling lovely? Who wants to fuck me? I'm coming inside you. Legs spread open wide, I keep coming inside you. Vasectomy, who? Me. Vasectomy, me. No DNA in my spray. Who wants to fuck me? It's kind of that whole gist. Usually heavy metal style.
Yeah, no, I remember that from the other night. So
Yeah,
that
a
was
little bit
actually
distortion and yeah.
No, that was really good. You know, we're this is kind of like we are plugged in, but it's more or less kind of an unplugged feel because it's just, you know, me, you, and here kind of on a couch. You're just playing. I'm glad that you were able to work with this couch and you didn't have to stand up and stuff like that. And I'm glad you actually feel comfortable enough to actually play that and stuff. So
without being comfortable, one cannot come.
Exactly. Why not? If you get that sore back, or if you're in an uncomfortable position, or if you're you have a smelly cunt that you're trying to fuck, there's only so much time that you could have where you plug up your nose and you just try to plow through. And literally, I went out on a date with a girl who was of the
Jewish.
No, of the voluptuous kind in America. You know, not because there's voluptuous women in Australia, pretty awesome. And I was like, you know what? I'll benefit of the doubt, you know. And she's a little big, but you know, hey, it's probably untapped resources. And I was like, oh, great, awesome. And I brought it back to my place when I lived in San Diego. I brought it back to my place, and we got drunk, and had we're watching a movie, fooled around, went to my bedroom, we're doing it, literally, vaginos. It was just the worst. To literally
Chlamydia.
Who knows? Maybe I have chlamydia. I don't think I do, but maybe I do. Who knows?
It was hers.
If I did, then I gave it to 2 other people, and I'm glad I did because I don't care. I don't care because you're not in my life. Fuck you, bitch. Oh, that feels good. But literally, I didn't stop. I just leaned over and and I opened up the window, and I just went. Deep breath, continue plowing. And I was trying to play it. I haven't tried to play actor so bad since, when I was first trying to eat pussy. And another girl with a sticky pussy. And I tried doing that. I almost threw up while, kind of doing the 69. I almost threw up into her box.
Which may have actually helped the situation.
Yeah, I probably would have cleaned it up. So, but it was hysterical how that happened. Stuff like, you know, it's just trooper. You know, you got to go with it. You got to go with it. So, but I never had that problem with the last one. But you know, there will be more.
Never call it the last one. That's really bad.
Why?
The last?
Oh, because it is not unless my dick just doesn't work anymore. I don't have any balls like that surf legend and Angry Boys.
Yes.
You know, it's exactly. I don't have to. I can actually enjoy it because, you know, it's funny to think about that because I actually seen, like, there was a guy. Oh, excuse. I'm a big fan of Howard Stern, and there was a guy that came on the show who said, like, he had testicle cancer and he had his balls removed, and like they try to get him a couple, like, what do you call it, strippers to give him a lap dance, and he could not, and he was so frustrated because he could not get excited whatsoever. And I'm like, that's a nightmare, because if you just can't have that sweet release, even if it's from somebody else or by yourself, that's a world full of, like, I gotta alone with my thoughts, just turn on TV, oh, that's sexy. No, it's not, because I don't have any balls.
That can be difficult. I find it difficult even go to get hard or aroused in a strip joint, because I can get a girl naked just by playing guitar. If I can't touch her, I'm really upset. And strip joints, I already chose the guitar as a profession before I turned 18. So by the time I hit the strip joints, I was upset by them. I was like,
"What do you mean I can't touch them?"
Yeah, what's the friggin' point of this? Cost me money. I have less than $80 a week usually to play with, and that's been only for the last 15, 16 years. But before that, it was less. And vaginas were meant to be to touch, not look at. They're fun to look at, but
you're like, oh, that's nice. You might want to get that checked out.
Yeah, strip joints aren't shit for a dude who sings in a band.
Well, that's just
or anyone else.
But no. When you have a talent like that, when you have a pussy a liquefying whatever it is,
box. String box.
It's it makes the box sing. The guitar, if you can just go up to it and just start playing, like, you know, just strumming it. What would you do if you walked up to a girl and you were like, you just been like,
roll with it. Just go with it.
You work with that voice, you just like, go
roll with it.
Roll with it.
Go with it.
Go with it.
Just oh with it. Just roll with it. Just go with it. Do what I tell you, not what I say. Just do what I tell you. Go with it. Horn parts and nasty things to say and everything else that matters, but by the time I play 3 or 4 chords, I win anyway, so it doesn't matter if I finish any of my songs. They only need 1 verse.
That pussy is wet.
Play funky and learn a verse. The rest of it can be whatever, as long as you make eye contact and make it really awkward for everybody else around them.
I long for the days where I could go to a Mexican strip club. But, you know, that's, you know,
Yeah, I find it's post-diagnosis.
Post-diagnosis, that's probably where I got my chlamydia, right?
Yeah.
Well, I did have sex with that stripper in the private room. But, you know what? And I told everybody, and then nobody wanted to touch me or get close to me or sleep next to me while I was in the rack. Like, and everybody's like, oh, sleep over in that empty rack over there. Like, come on, man. I got an independent test. Independent test. No, actually, that happened when I was, I think, the last foreign country I visited. And I was with for some reason, it was never to completion, but it actually happened. And I'm not joking. It happened for a little bit, and it was just a couple pumps, and it had good. I was like, great, awesome. And then all of a sudden, I did it with no protection, and I was like, that was bad. That was bad. That was a bad idea. So I had to go and get a check a personal check, and I paid like $200 and something to get a check, and I was like, I'm a clean bill of health. For some reason, I dodged a bullet, and I'm like,
straight white males can't get diseases.
yes, you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Straight white males cannot get diseases. See, I'm making up words now too. So
it's the truth. I can scientifically, as a control, I can prove that straight white males don't get disease no matter where the hell they put it. Like nothing. I got foreskin. I think 2 skin would cover it, but foreskin totally covers it. And
foreskin or 4 skins, 4 flaps of skin.
I'm thinking 2 handles it because nothing gets inside there.
See, I'm circumcised.
So am I, but there's no reason why I shouldn't have.
It's like I pulled out. I didn't complete. It's like, I do the pull-out method. You know how many people I've known that have ruined their lives from the pull-out method? It's like
you're supposed to pull out and punch.
And then run away, right?
It doesn't matter. If you punch hard enough, though, you can do it. You can take as much time as you need.
Brain damage. Awesome.
I punch myself when I say that. I didn't mean punch the other person.
Oh, okay.
Direct punch to the face. They feel awkward. They don't want a child who acts that weird, and they're going to take care of it.
It's almost like somebody who passes out. No one wants to hit a person that's passed out.
Exactly.
That's what Steve Carell taught me on Dinner with Schmucks.
Nobody wants to hit somebody passed out?
Yeah. He's like, he was getting attacked, and all of a sudden he just went, And then the girl walked away, and he goes, see, it works every time.
I didn't know he was in that movie. He did a good job. Zach Galifianakis was in
Zach Galifianakis and Paul Rudd and Steve Carell and one of the guys from Flight of the Conchords.
I didn't know that.
One of the guy, not the one with the glasses.
Britt.
Yes.
I only know Britt, the name.
Britt, the character name. I don't even know the actor's name. But Britt, he was in there, and
I didn't remember.
A couple other people. But literally, there's this one guy that I've seen in like 3 different movies or 3 different things. Like, you know, he was in Eastbound and Down playing the principal in season 1.
Oh.
And then he was playing the mayor in Yogi Bear. And then he was in another movie. And I was like, he was playing the father and or playing the husband in some other movie called As Good as It Gets or something like that. Or Life as We Know It. And I'm like, where is this guy? Because I think I heard him in a podcast and he was pretending to be like the honorary mayor of Hollywood. All of a sudden at the end he was talking about Hail Satan and all that stuff. He's just got like that white bread kind of voice where, like, you know, his great voice actor and stuff, but his character, like, talking about, like, you know, he could be talking about raping somebody and he could make it sound pleasant
and fun and easy.
It's great. It's like, you know, well, all you have to do is just pop up her legs, and if she starts screaming, whack her in the face. That's all it has to do. Ha ha. Like,
yeah, I don't know that guy's name, but he's a really good actor.
No, but
he killed it in the Eastbound. He did a great job.
No, he was great. No, I just got into that because I just got HBO and I was able to check that out. So I watched all of that. So now I'm waiting for I'm trying to find season 2.
You don't torrent?
I don't torrent.
Why?
I have torrented in the past because that's how I got Game of Thrones and season 6 of Doctor Who. But that's about it.
I torrent habitually.
Habitually.
Everything. Every single thing, song, everything. I haven't paid for shit my entire life. Ever. I haven't bought a CD since I was like 14. I've pirated every single song I've ever had off of a friend. I've done everything.
I've done it for sheer fact of saying, I'm going to support this guy, even though it's almost like voting. My purchase of this CD means nothing.
I'll do it at a show. If I'm at a show and somebody fucking kills, I'll buy the CD. I'm not going to go home and torrent it. But I also will burn it for 25 people by the time I get home. I don't believe in ownership of digital media.
Well, the thing is, the last I will buy off of iTunes certain singles or songs, but the last full album that I bought was like for $6, and it was the Me First and the Gimme Gimmes Speak Japanese, where they covered nothing but Japanese songs, like from the 60s and 70s and probably early 90s, and like they're all rock songs. And so it's like, you know, and I was a big fan of Japanese rock itself and listening to that and hearing Me First and Giving Gimme's actually singing in Japanese, making it intelligible and singing songs that I knew. It was pretty cool. I was like, oh, I'll support that. So, you know, I'll support smaller bands and all that other stuff like, you know, Free the Robots, Me First and Gimme Gimmes, and a lot of other independent people. But like, you know, big people like Metallica and all that stuff. It's like, you know, listen, dude, you haven't been the same since like, you know, Injustice for All. So why am I or Death Magnetic? I think Death Magnetic was actually pretty good, but, you know, I didn't buy the album. I'll listen to it on the radio, but there you go, guy.
Pop metal. didn't deserve their first album.
Oh my god, it's like they did an album with Lou Reed.
Really?
And a fucking abortion. Oh,
I never heard it.
Lulu or Layla or whatever it is, but it's Metallica Lou Reed, and it's just, it's like Metallica playing and Lou Reed just going, oh, yeah. Let's see if I can pull it up. Oh, right.
Find it.
Let's see if we can pull that up right here. Lou Reed.
2 O's.
There you go. There, Lou Reed and Metallica, The View. See if this is actually any good. A German visionary named Frank Wedenkind wrote a collection of plays about a tempestuous woman named Lulu. Century later, the stories would inspire Lou Reed and Metallica to create Lulu, a music narrative, a music narrative. Oh, yeah. You know what? I turned down the actual thing just so. There you go. All right, let's start this again and.
I am a chorus of the voices that gather up the magnets set before me. I attract you and repel you, a science of the heart and blood and meaning.
This reminds me of Johnny Cash song for during the Dawn of the Dead movie, but only with less talent.
There is no time for guilt.
Is this his excuse for having a shitty album? It's a music narrative? I don't get it.
I am the truth.
Is this making you mad, Sopa? What about, is this a Napster violation? This is brought to you by Lou Reed Metallica TV. Download on iTunes. The View, courtesy of Lou Reed and Metallica. It's doing really great.
I worship the
youngins.
Who sits upon the pin of lust. Everything else bores me. I want to see your suicide. I want to see you give it up.
And a flannel.
Fuck you, Lou Reed.
Asshole. You. You so.
Fuck you.
I blame American Apparel and Urban Outfitters completely.
Just because you live in Brooklyn doesn't mean you're from Brooklyn, okay? You're from Iowa.
Iowa.
Eat something, you wafy bastard. Your diet shouldn't be a part of your fashion. Leave that to the Victoria's Secret models.
Nobody wears a scarf in July. Nobody.
Very few people can pull off a mustache, and you're not one of them. Tom Selleck, he can pull off a mustache. Joseph Stalin, the Pringles guy.
You know what?
Anyway, that was just a little excerpt from the Gentleman's Rant on Hipsters. Definitely check them out on YouTube. It is lowercase OO, capitals, capital JLE, and 0 OO. So OO, or just search for it. Gentleman's Rant. Anyway, you told me. Go ahead.
I had a huge rant a couple days ago or a few weeks ago from a local musician. I won't name his band, but
go for it.
He went on to tell me how it was okay to wear tight jeans, and he teaches kids guitar, and he had a 15-year-old call him out for having a Starbucks or like some like independent coffee thing, and the kid was like, "You're too good to drink Dunkin' Donuts. You're a hipster." And he's like, "That's fine. You can call me a hipster. Just don't ever call me a hippie." I'm like, oh. Cool. He's never call me hippie and never call me a thug. It's like, cool. I can call you a gang raping baby AIDS giver. Like that's fine.
Can I call you a faggot?
I call you a faggot, just not a hippie, because like not somebody who has developed a callus on their hip. A hippie is somebody who's developed a callus on their hip from doing too much opium in the 1900s, like 1910,
So
1920.
that's the literal, actual definition?
A hippie means you have so much callus, so much fucking, you've slept so much from doing so much dope that you've slept on a wooden floor for years that you've developed a huge callus that's visible.
Is that similar to the fat people that fall that can't get out of their chairs and they get melted because they just shit and they can't get out and they just become part of the actual furniture?
I've heard of that. Is that actually...
It's true. It is fucking true. It's frightening.
The shit melds into their skin and the chair?
Like, you know, they just can't get out. They're so fat they can't get out of the chair. They just don't move. And their body excrement, they just let it go or whatever. And they just spend so much time that literally their skin becomes, and it's so festuous down there, it becomes bonded to the leather sofa. And like literally, this person was part of the chair. They actually had to cut out the side of the house and transport this person with the chair. Yeah, it's frightening.
Holy shit. Yeah, that's a reason not to be a hipster.
It's like Buried Alive, Hoarders, and all that other stuff, so...
The Hoarders show, I've never seen them. I know.
Really? Yeah, it's best that you don't see it because it's really fucked up, but it's just, that's the way it is and stuff, because a lot of these people... There was a guy on the show where he was... his girlfriend was dead for like a week and he couldn't find her and he thought she left, and they found her dead body in the house and they were hoarders. She was buried underneath trash. I guess apparently she either died or had a heart attack or did some bad blow and collapsed and just got buried underneath trash and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, it's amazing. Welcome to America.
Hell yeah.
Yikes a mess. It's very nice.
It's a mess. I went to a hoarder's house when I was about 20 years old, and it was a girl I was seeing. It was her friend's house, and ended up being the friends that she was friends with. Their teacher was a second grade teacher at my elementary school, and it was kind of baffling to be allowed into the house. I walked in, and there was 8-foot stacks of everything, or everywhere, everything the most disgusting, and they were so nonchalant about the fact that I was like in the most disgusting display of horridness. And I grew up in a shitty neighborhood where people were poor as fuck, but I never saw this display of, I saw people screaming at each other and flipping out and punching.
Have you ever spent a night in a hoarder's house?
No.
I have. I've done that once.
They're particular about where you go and what you do, and
oh yeah, and don't touch anything. And it was we were drinking and we were having a good time, and all of a sudden it was just literally like I was with a friend of mine, and he was like, and it was a house that he knew, and it was like, and it was bad news, man. It was bad news, and like I couldn't drive anywhere. And he was my ride, and all of a sudden I was like, "Oh man, I'm like stuck here," and like people were like the son was sleeping out in a tent out in the backyard, and it was just trash everywhere and garbage all over the floor, and they were like charging like oh, instead of sleeping on the ship, you could sleep at our house, and it only costs you like $100, and it's like they had like 7 people living in this house, just trash everywhere. Cockroaches everywhere, and I was trying to fall asleep on a chair, and I was woken up by cockroaches crawling on me.
Holy shit! In this area?
No. I lived in San Diego for 6 years, so it's like no, not in Lynn. But I do remember a hoarder like house in he like in here, Beverly, near here, and it was like back in the day, like it was like '99 when I used to work at Old Navy, and I remember like going to like drop off somebody, and like he needed a ride, and he was like staying at some house of a friend, and like some one of the sons was like causing shit and like getting like I don't know, arguing with the mom, and then the father comes down, and he's a very like fat black man or African American. He comes down in his tidy whities and starts yelling at everybody, and it's like it's just really awkward, and we're just standing near the door going, "We're gonna leave now, okay? Thanks." This is really awkward. It's like it was frightening because it was one of the first times I've ever been in Beverly, so I didn't know anything about the place. So it's like welcome to Beverly. We have crazy people in tiny whities.
Huge big people.
Anyway, okay. Vermont. You were getting back to you. You were in Vermont, and now how did you get to Texas?
From Vermont, I lived down in Providence, where I spent a year. With a bunch of art students, living in a building with them, just playing guitar, hanging out, doing my thing. And there was a chick who lived downstairs who was from Texas, and
Why not?
I'm a great speaker and a convincing human, and eventually ended up at her place back in Texas, and we got to exist there for 8 or 9 months while I squandered all the money I'd made at a sandwich shop. And ended up playing guitar down there, making minimum wage, worked about 9 or 10 jobs, got fired from a bunch of them, eventually called her ugly after she told me I was stupid for quitting a job. And then she let me do something gross to her, and I thought it was inappropriate to stay with a woman who was so disgusting. So I moved back home.
So you moved back here?
Just to not perpetuate a disgusting relationship that she was allowing me to do bad things to her that I find filthy.
Really?
That I would only do with a girl I was not with. I would never do that with a girlfriend. Like, I was doing stuff that you should only do with someone else's girlfriend.
Choking the shit out of her?
Just darker. More matter exchange.
A matter exchange, like fisticuffs?
Not mad, angry. Matter. M-A-T-T-E-R.
Shitting on her?
Just a matter exchange.
A matter exchange. I'm going to take that as gray matter or matter, and we're going to leave it at that. So, and now you're back here. So
I moved back here. Spent some time going to school for massage therapy so I could end up in a relationship with a woman who appreciates men with strong hands. I play guitar as fast as possible. I try not to let audience members ever find me. I try not to let anyone ever actually appreciate me for what they should. And
watch out.
Yeah, see that? No, it's part of it's the shtick is that
can't help it.
Yeah. It's that whole shouldn't but you do thing.
Yeah.
But it's art.
I think it's the alcohol talking, but it sounds like I'm being I'm being a little gay. I'm waving my hands, going, "This is a little gay." I'm like, "Oh, you won your way into my heart."
It's only gay if you like it. If you push back, isn't it? If your eyes are open.
If you make eye contact. Then it's really gay. But anyway, gay. No, but it's are you still doing comedy? Do you still do it around then? Like, what happened to the bar thing the other night on that Friday, last Friday
at the Buke?
Yeah,
that killed.
It did. You did a great job.
It was great. Oh yeah, that was perfect. It was the best. It was the warmest, funnest show I've ever played, man. Like, full audience, everyone, the house packed, everyone staring, paying attention to everything, enjoying the dirty shit. They liked the normal stuff too. I do actually write, songs that aren't just based on you picturing nasty shit. A lot of it is just as positive as it is negative. But it went well that night. It's fun to be in your hometown and kick the shit out of a bar. And
nice. Now, are you going to go back there?
Yeah, I'm back there next month.
So is it a monthly thing?
Yeah, when I was there, I kept telling people I was there every Friday, but I didn't stick with the owner. He couldn't afford it. He doesn't have food in there. He should, but it's a great place. It's a cool little spot. And around here, I still play. I'm not sure what my motivation is as far as forward-moving artistry.
Have you ever tried like an open mic or whatever, just showing up?
I did one last Tuesday in Salisbury for the first time. It went well. I used I opened up with my new Mary joke.
Go ahead, give it to me.
It's not really much of a joke. It's more based on walking up in front of an audience you've never met and saying how I was raised Irish Catholic, and I ended up at a Italian Catholic church for Sunday school the first few years. So all the Mary and the half shells, Virgin Power type thing. Mary's everywhere looking at me. So I'm like obsessed with the Virgin Mary, just because of demographics. But I just always felt bad for the fact that Mary's sweet little tightness never even got to get fucked. I felt like God never even fucked Mary. I feel like Joseph, her husband, never got to fuck her. I feel like no one's dick was fully ever inside of Mary's vagina.
The gorge penis was in the Virgin Mary.
Well, except for Jesus, who kind of reverse fucked her, whose dick was up in there, and he was covered with all of her fluids, and I'm sure it smelled just as bad as and she was Jewish. And
L'chaim.
Yeah, I try not to too.
I love how you spin that because it sounds very nice, but then also you used to go fucked.
Well, someone fucked Mary. I felt like no one
fucked.
Poor virgin never got to get fucked.
Fucked. Virgin
Mary's vagina was never, really penetrated.
It wasn't teared.
No, unless she was for all we know, her father could have.
She's a lying bitch. Oh no, virgin, immaculate conception and shit.
Maybe the whole carpenter thing was that her father built fences, and that's why Jesus became a carpenter, because his grandfather was, and she fell on a fence post, and so she was like, "No, that's my hymen snapped from that." that. That's not. I was a virgin. It wasn't a Roman soldier who fucked me as hard as he could. It was totally.
Trying to say that a Roman soldier is the father of Jesus Christ.
I would assume.
It makes sense. They did a lot of raping.
Well, yeah.
Be that as it may, it is Bethlehem.
2,000 years ago.
It was a crazy time. So, all right. So, and now you're back here and you're doing that. I really wish. Now, are you going to be doing any more comedy anywhere, like anywhere else than
for the next
the Book? Is it the Book?
The Buke.
Buke.
Buke. It's the Buchanan Cafe in Lynn. It's funny to be plugging them. They're great. Comedy. I hope not to have to do it for another year or so. I usually get booked as a musician who shows up and just says fucked up shit in between his songs.
See, no, that's what I like better. That's what I'm talking about as far as playing music and being a dirty, like, are you familiar with Stephen Lynch?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like something like that, but only dirtier. So, like, that's what I picture you like. When are you going to be doing that again?
Very, very soon. Right now I'm in recording. I have a tight drummer, good friend forever. Playing together forever. Recording songs. We have about 35 of them done, and
really
about 10 or 15 of them are gross, nasty, but the other 20 are like severely good, catchy, shanty, good stuff, whatever. And good old pop songs, life, whatever, and dark, dirty, all of it. But all has a tinge of nastiness to it. But that right now the focus is on the recording, because then I can get further and more places and get people to kind of latch on. I guess I should kind of start to give a fuck about my audience.
Yeah, no, definitely, because you definitely have an audience out there. You definitely have, just like the people in Vermont who are totally your speed. You definitely, from what I've heard, fuck everybody who like was uncomfortable. That's, I'd say fuck them, but then go, thank you very much for validating my response as far as being able to get out there and be able to acknowledge I'm hitting a nerve, because it's like, I think I told the Issues guy that I did the show with, we were kicked off the air for like a week.
Nice.
Because of what we said and the fact that, like, he kind of bent out of shape a little bit, when we were back in Salem State. And I'm like, no, this is good, because the thing is, people know we exist. They saw us. It's one thing when you keep saying dirty stuff and you keep saying inappropriate stuff and it just goes right under the radar. But once you go like, blip, and you show up on the radar and people go squash down, like, that means that you're making an impact. That means you're striking a nerve, you're making a good impact, and that's what you have portrayed right there. And that means it's good. Exactly. I'm getting the response I want. So now I'm gonna like work more on that. I'm gonna focus more on this, less on that, and everything else. So,
well, thank you. I'm glad you appreciate it. It's coming, and I wish I had more to plug, but it's more of a in the future type of thing. I take gigs usually once, twice a week, sometimes 5 days a week. I get a phone call to go pick up something. Other than that, I live hand to mouth and make enough money doing my teaching thing or whatever random shit, which is I play nursing homes, which is kind of funny. Whatever it is for the money. But the comedy thing, I feel like for me to care about booking comedy shows ruins my comedy act. My whole thing is that I really don't give a fuck. And my pretension on stage is that I sell my butthole for more money than anyone could pay me for a fucking night of me saying funny shit.
So just focus on the music, and then the comedy will happen.
That's the way I feel. The comedy can happen.
Comedy happens by accident.
Or the older I get, it's going to be more feasible and more marketable. The older I get, the less marketable I am as a musician, but the older I get as a comedian, the better, because I have more shit to talk about other fucking idiot musicians.
I kind of disagree, because I think that you'll always be funny. Like, as long as you have that, as long as you're able to play and you're able to be, you can play and it sounds somewhat like reasonable and nice. If you're able to blend a nice sound with an inappropriate behavior, kind of jokes and atmosphere, then that's a perfect mix for it. Doesn't matter anywhere. You could literally shave off your beard and stuff like that and comb your hair like me and stuff like that and just grow up with a suit, and you could like totally unassuming and stuff. You could look like, God's pottery and stuff and just start playing. Hey, how's everybody doing? Okay, great. This is our first song. And just blow them out of the water with, who wants to fuck me? And be like, oh my God. It's like, oh, what the fuck is this shit?
More Stephen Colbert, more hidden, more.
Yes, exactly. You could always go back to that and still or go to that. Just as you have talent, as far as I believe that you're awesome when it comes to playing guitar, and as far as you got that energy, and also combining that with the comedy that you have as far as just your attitude. I wouldn't say comedy, but you know, you could say it's comedy, and I'm saying no, not as less comedy. You could say it is just an attitude or a wit to you. As far as some other people have banter when they talk or when they in between songs, you just have that. You have your repartee. So as far as deliver that, hit them with this, and then play that shit and just knock their fucking socks off. So,
well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's a new year, and I gotta. I'm looking for any way to make money, but I think comedy is a great way to make it. You get paid way more for colleges. You show up and play.
Oh yeah, college gigs pay,
but not as a musician. They'll pay you a third.
Ugh.
They'll show up. You make $500 as a musician, as a whole band, $500 to split. But if you're a comedian or a motivational speaker, you can get $1,500 fucking $2,000 to show up and like spit some like ideas, like some bullshit, and make way more money. If you have a guitar in your hand, you can do it more marketably. And
exactly.
It's just getting some 8x10s and giving a shit and whatever. This is the year I'm gonna do it. That
and
way.
It's a good thing that you're on Facebook. So you're on Facebook.
Yes. As Christopher Keating, I'm the one that looks like
Christopher Keating.
Chris Defecating.
Chris Defecating.
Yes, Christopher Keating.
Okay, that works.
Christopher Keating on
Facebook right now, and you can check him out, and definitely worth it. He's going to be doing a lot of all this great, crazy stuff. Keep your eyes open for that album that's coming out. So, you know, hopefully, I would like to see it soon enough.
Very soon, by the end of February. It's the Unbreakable Chain is the name of the album.
Unbreakable Chain coming soon, ladies and gentlemen. 20 possible great songs, and also a lot more songs that are just that you could just sprinkle throughout the internet and stuff. As far as this is the stuff that's too hot for TV and stuff. So, excuse me.
There you are.
But no, this has been a great interview, a great podcast, and I'd be able to hear you play and stuff. And it's probably been awesome, and be able to get to know each other and stuff like that. And it's more or less you. It's like, you know, I get to know you, but you know, maybe later we'll have a couple drinks
get to fill your
off the mics, and we'll be able to, you know, learn more about each other and stuff like that. So, but no,
great time. I don't mean to interrupt. Been a great time. I didn't want you to shut off before I said I had a good time too. You sound like you were ending before you hit the end button. I want to be like, I also.
Oh no.
Okay, cool.
I don't normally. Hey, we're going. Okay, good. Oh, did you want to say something? Sorry. This is my show.
These are my microphones.
My microphones. Anyway, that's been great. It's been awesome. Do you want to play a little music out?
Yeah.
If you feel like it, you don't have to.
I'm actually not there.
You're not there? We can just play some music. Yeah. What kind of music? Who's your favorite artist? Do you like Pink Floyd?
No. I don't not like them. I just don't know any of their songs.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan either.
Living, Victor Wooten. If I were to be a disciple of any human being, it would be Victor Wooten. He's most advanced, smartest, wonderful human being I've come into contact with. Favorite dead artist, I'd say Michael Hedges, Hunter Thompson, Andy Kaufman, Larry Bird.
Oh, and another thing, Etta James died.
I heard
today.
Yeah, that sucks.
What the hell was she? 73 years old, and I remember seeing her in Dana Point in California play with B.B. King and a couple other things. So that was a really good show. I won tickets to go see that. So she
was severe. She was the real thing.
Yeah, she was the real thing. But for some reason, people are telling me like, "Oh, I saw her like a couple years ago, and she was like, she's dementia, lost her shit, like making motions of sucking cock and cradling balls and like."
Really?
Oh man, she was gone. She was gone. She's a little out of it the last couple of years. So, but I've never seen that. So.
Never saw that. Playing at Alzheimer's units, I found some funny, weird fucking shit people were willing to offer you at 90 years old that think they're completely openly think it's okay to, whatever. A lot of visuals. I've been playing for old people lately, and a lot of them are senile beyond belief, and they'll offer you whatever the fuck they feel like.
You want some pussy? How about some pills? Want some dope? I got some heroin. No, you don't, Grandma.
IV.
No, what do you got now? Is it Victor Wooten?
Victor Wooten.
Wooten.
Wooten. If there was a virgin birth in the last 100 years, this was this guy. It was this guy.
And what was the name of the song?
Stomping Grounds. That'd be the best one. That was the first one I ever heard of them.
All right, we're going to go out on this song right here.
It's a Bella Fleck tune.
Bella Fleck, Stomping Grounds, live in Argentina. Stomping Grounds, Bella Fleck and the Flecktones.
Best musicians alive.
Right there, all right. Thank you very much, Chris. Oh, wait a minute. Need to turn up the loop. Right now. Thank you very much, Christopher Keating. Christopher Keating on Facebook. Check him out right here. Unbelievably fantastic guest for the latest show.
ChrisKeatingMusic.com as well.
ChrisKeatingMusic.com, everybody. ChrisKeating.com. Check him out.
ChrisKeatingMusic.com.
ChrisKeatingMusic.com. ChrisKeatingMusic.com. Check him out. Make sure that you support him. Support local music. Support local music who also does comedy. Support your local comedian. Support everything that's local. And we're going to go out with Bella Fleck and the Flecktones with Stomping Ground.
We're going to finish up with a tune that has some bluegrass influence in it. This is entitled
Is this the right one?
Ground. Thank you.
Great. Excellent. Thank you very, very much to anybody who's listening to this currently on demand. We appreciate this. We're recording this on Ustream Live, and we're also recording this via audio on another computer because I really wanted to capture this just in case anything went down, because, of course, the Ustream app I was able to fix and get the video going. But, of course, you know, people have been telling me that it's dropping in, it's dropping out, it's dropping in, low bandwidth. I was like, you know what? I don't even want to take any fucking chances. I just learned from Brian Redband, and I just go with it. So, let's just enjoy some music. Thank you very much for everybody out there that was listening to the podcast live. Chris's lady, thank you very much for listening to the whole entire show. And, everybody have a great week, okay? Have a great weekend. And we'll see you later. I don't know who we're going to have next show, next Friday. Possibly another comedian. I would love to get Slim Nicky in here on the show. Who knows? I would love to get a prostitute in here and ask for questions, but I really don't feel comfortable about having a prostitute in my apartment. That's also passé. It's kind of It's like asking David Hasselhoff, what was it like to work as Knight Rider? It's been done before. Do something original, John. All right, thank you very much, guys. Later.